Everything looks beautiful.
It does. Come in and take a seat, have some coffee or tea or water or juice, whatever you're drinking. Come in and have a seat on our lounge. We're just waiting for some people to arrive.
How have you been this morning? Did you wake up full of the joys of spring this morning? Did you wake up a little bit miserable this morning? Did you wake up kind of all excited about what the day's got to bring?
No. I don't even know what day of lockdown it is. I do know it's Saturday though.
It's definitely Saturday.
Yes, it's Saturday. Wow, gnomes, welcome. You're awake. That's amazing. Morning, guy. Come on in, take a seat.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
On the floor. We've got a bit of a change of scenery today because we were doing some filming yesterday. And so we're in a different part of the lounge.
And we're broadcasting from the floor again today.
From the floor.
All this week we've been on the floor trying to talk about staying flexible and how living on the floor in as much as you can is a really good way of staying flexible. So that's why we're on the floor. It's okay, we haven't sold the sofa. Everything is still okay. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Beck. Happy birthday to Flo. If she's like watching the screen at like the same time as you.
Oh yeah, big shout out to Flo, definitely.
Yeah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Even if it's not your birthday, this is just for you.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's the first song of the day.
It is
first song of the day. We're actually getting requests for songs now, can you believe? I'm not quite sure whether we're going to go that far. But there we go. We've got lots of good news for you today and some wonderful talking points. Today we're talking about 5-point fitness because today is National Fitness Day. We're going to come back to that in a few moments.
Who would believe it? There's an actual National Fitness Day, a national day about fitness. That's really cool, isn't it?
I think that's a great idea.
Morning, Steve Nolan. Welcome. Come on in.
Mr. Nolan, Laura Jane Luff. Lovely to see you. Laura has appeared on both your feed and my feed simultaneously.
It's a miracle.
That's like a miracle, isn't it?
Sally in. Welcome, Maria.
Wonderful.
Welcome. Yo, what up? It's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your birthday.
It's nice to see all the gang coming back together. We love this. Tribes. For me, tribes are everything. People meeting people, people being together with people, and
tribal colours.
Yeah. Oh.
Colours on.
How about that? We should all get tribal colours.
Yes, so come on in and join our lounge. We're just like shedding some positivity today. We've got some good news. We've got some talking points. And it's just so cool to kind of all be together again. And we haven't seen you since Wednesday, so that's a few days, isn't it?
But isn't it funny? You know, we were talking earlier that we don't see you for a couple of days. But we wouldn't have seen you for a week anyway, at least a week perhaps before that.
I know.
But you just get used to this easiness of us being able to meet like this.
What's been really nice, actually, is that we have Zoomed people who it would take like half a year to book into our calendars to try and meet up. And like we've Zoomed people like in, what's it called, towards London, and across the country, across the world. And some of my family don't live in the UK. And all those like, what's in your diary? What's in your diary? I can't do that day, I can't do that day. Well, don't worry about that. We Zoomed and we caught up as though we were in the same room. And that was really, really nice, actually. Quite
and
enjoyed
yesterday, my little claim for fame yesterday is my favourite band growing up was a band called Marillion, which did the hit song Kaylee. And one of my heroes at that time was a guy called Fish, and he was the lead singer. And he was an incredible lyricist, incredible poet. And he's now quite elderly, but still singing. And he did a live thing like this, with a Facebook Live. And so I sent him a little message just saying, "Hi Fish, I'm watching, it's great to see what you're doing, you had a big influence on my life." And he shouted my name out.
He did.
Isn't that amazing?
Oh,
he knows my name. Fish knows my name.
It was so lovely to see, actually. He went like this little,
Kaylee, is it too late to say I'm sorry?
I don't think the rest of the corridor's up yet.
Oh, okay.
They probably are now, though, ladies and gentlemen. They probably are now. So, right, shall we share some good news
Let's share some good news.
Did you know that over 1 million people have recovered from COVID worldwide now?
1 million people.
Over 1 million have recovered worldwide. So, round of applause for those. Well done. And I think they're looking to do some tests, aren't they, from...
Yeah.
Is it called the plasma or something?
They're testing the blood plasma, aren't they?
Yes, that's right. So yes, over 1 million have recovered. That's amazing news to wake up to on a Saturday morning. But also, I almost forgot, Baby Boris.
Oh yes. In the excitement during the week, we forgot that Boris has had a baby.
Baby Boris, I hope he's got the same hair as him.
That would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what he's called. Anyone know what Baby Boris is called, or are we just going to call him Baby Boris? Because I like that name. Boris Jr. Perhaps we could like send in some suggestions. You know, like they asked, what do you want to call this boat?
I think he's going to be called Winston. Winston. It's got to be Winston.
It's got to be Winston.
Yeah, the hair. Can you imagine? I used to love watching, I don't know about you, I used to love watching Spitting Image. And I would have loved to have seen Spitting Image right now, the birth scene, Spitting Image with baby Boris being born.
Oh, that's so good news though.
Wonderful.
Congratulations to Boris, and I can't remember his good lady's name. Yes, I can't remember it.
Lady Boris. We'll call her Lady Boris.
Bojo. Baby Bojo. There we go.
Bojo.
Oh, that's such good news though. He's only just come out of COVID, then he had a baby. Like they're saying, he's taken like sick time off. Now he's got paternity leave. I mean, he's taken the whole lot, isn't he?
Yeah.
The whole kit and caboodle right there.
Yeah, sick pay, maternity leave, and holiday as well.
Wow, what a time to be born, right? What a time to be born.
Yeah.
Baby Bo.
So pray for them. My goodness me, what a time.
Yeah.
And other good news, Graham Waters, somebody who actually, good name for him, Graham Waters, he's a 72-year-old gentleman, and he has just beaten 3 Guinness Book of Records for rowing across the Atlantic Ocean single-handedly in a homemade boat.
When he says single-handedly, he doesn't mean this.
Oh no, he had two hands.
He had 2 hands, but he did it solo. I think that's what he's trying to say. But he did a transatlantic thing. It looks amazing. Was it Gran Canaria to Antigua?
From Gran Canaria to Antigua, yeah.
Wow.
96 days rowing. If you're sitting on the floor, you might take a moment just to do a little bit of exercise this morning, a little bit of a row here.
Yes, on National Fitness Day,
yes,
FYI.
That's right. So we're rowing, keep breathing, smiling.
I don't like rowing. I'm not very good at it. I don't think that's why I don't like rowing.
You won't be joining Graham Waters on his next expedition.
I won't be joining Graham Waters on his next expedition.
This is apparently the 5th time he's rowed across the Atlantic. After 4 times, his wife said she would leave him if he did it a 5th time. I think the jury's still out as to whether she's going to stay with him. But he's 72. What an amazing thing. 72
oh my gosh.
Rowed single-handedly across the Atlantic.
Double-handedly with solo.
Yes. Sailed solo across the Atlantic. Graham Waters on the feed. When you look at this on YouTube, we will put up all the clips and as if by magic, his face will appear at about this moment now.
There we go.
There it is.
Awesome. So, in other good news, in Pakistan, they're actually looking to do reforestation. So they're looking to plant how many trees?
10. Now you've got to. This is. You've got to get.
You've got to
get your head around this. Pakistan back in the day was mainly forests. It was mainly forests. Now it's not. It's not forests at all now. But it was mainly forests. They are planting 10 billion trees over the next 5 years.
Wow! 10 billion trees.
Just say that. Say it. Let it roll over your tongue.
10 billion.
10 billion trees in a very, very poor country. And the reason they're doing it is because they say, even though we're a very poor country, we recognise that the future of our country and every other country lies in us looking after and taking care of our environment and providing something for the next generation. And whatever we think about HS2 and all the other things that are going on, and I'm not an expert in that, I think if we're looking at putting in something like a rail line for our next generation, what a wonderful thing to put in 1 billion trees, or 10 billion trees
10 billion.
For the next generation. Somebody wise once said, a wise man is he who plants a tree under whose shade he may never sit.
That's really cool.
Planting them for the next
That's
generation.
Really cool. Well done Pakistan. And
Thumbs
bringing
up
it a
to
little bit
Pakistan.
local to Margate. I think they're doing exactly the same in like Dane Park area.
Yeah, they're planting 15 new trees.
No, it was a lot more than
Was
15. It was in the thousands. Yeah.
In Dane Park.
Yeah, do you remember? We saw that.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so a little bit...
Forest in Margate.
Yes, a little bit more local. Hopefully we're going to get some more trees in.
10 billion trees in Thanet. If you'd like 10 billion trees in Thanet, let's see some love now. Just hit the love key and we'll send this to Thanet District Council.
It'll only be people who live in Thanet. No one else would really be affected, really, would it?
Well, I'm sure other people living outside of Thanet might think, well, you can turn Thanet into a jungle. You can turn it into a...
I'd like a big forest. I would go and live in the forest.
The Thanet Rainforest.
Thanet Rainforest, yes.
Thanet Rainforest.
How you all doing in Shred for Summer this morning, people? Everything all right? Had your breakfast? What was your first day? I'm not going to lie, end of the first day, I was missing chocolate. I sat down to watch an episode of Lost, and usually when you sit down and watch the TV, you're like, oh, what can I snack on? And so apparently lockdown snacking is at its all-time high at the moment, and I was really missing the old lockdown snacking last night, but I did it. Day 1 of 90. I've
Day
89 days to go. Yes, 89 days to go. Wonderful.
So if you're following us on that, there's 40 people now doing the Shred for Summer that we know about. We know about. There's people who have registered with us. If you're wanting to get involved, you can still get involved. Let us know. But we started yesterday. It's 90 days of reducing our fat, reducing the excess pillowage around us.
I'm about ready. I need my clothes to fit a little bit better than what they are now.
And what a better day to talk about this sort of thing than on National Fitness Day.
National Fitness Day.
I was reading an article just this morning, and it was on one of the news agencies talking about whether or not, once gyms can reopen and lockdown finishes, whether people will go back to gyms or whether they will stay doing online. And one of the things Joe and I have been doing, as you know, is taking our business largely online. And that's been a very exciting thing for us, and for a number of reasons. Firstly, we found that online clients actually do better sometimes than face-to-face, because a lot of people, they don't want to be in a gym, they don't want to go to a gym, they don't want that environment, but being online and face-to-face is really powerful.
Yeah.
We found for us it's tremendously freeing because we can travel, we can do other things. We have various people, got some work in India, our contacts out there would like us to go there. That's great, as long as we've got internet connection, we can go, we can train people while we're in India. That's not a problem. What do you think? Would you go back to a gym after lockdown, or have you kind of got used to being a little bit, doing it in your own garage? And
I think one of the benefits, someone said to me, is like, I don't have to travel to the gym, and I can just go from one room to the next and just put my clothes on, and then I can just go straight into the shower. And sometimes, one client said to me, she's like, it's so nice not to be watched. Like, I'm doing things here, and it's so nice not to have eyes on me at the gym. It's just interesting. We're just interested. Perhaps this is a bit of a poll this morning. Perhaps a little bit of the poll. Would you prefer online, or are you wanting to go back to the gym? We're just interested, just taking a bit of a, blanket poll here. So just let us know in comments or on YouTube. We might even put a little poll up.
And Joe was training somebody in China yesterday.
Yes.
A remarkable thing.
Yes, I had my first client in China yesterday. We're breaking international waters.
Yes, indeed.
Bit funny on the old time zone, because morning here and evening there. But it was really cool. Hoping to break international.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
TOJO International. Can you imagine?
What is 5-point fitness? I hear you ask. I know those of you who tuned in at first. As soon as we started this morning, we had a little technical hitch, I think, on my feed. But as soon as you broadcast, we talked about 5-point fitness. What is that? That is the way we understand what fitness is. The way this is our bag, if you like. This is what we want to deliver with people. And the 5 points are strength, stamina, they're all S's, which is quite handy. You can tell I am a preacher. Strength, stamina, speed, suppleness, and stability. So strength is muscular strength, the ability to lift heavy stuff, weight training, that sort of thing, traditional kind of stuff you do at a gym. very, very important as you get older. Because as we get older, we lose muscle mass at quite a large percentage every year. By the time we're over about 30 years old, we're losing muscle mass at about 1% every year. And of course, that's not just losing muscle mass, it's often being replaced with fat. And if you lose muscles here, you end up with the bingo wings, right? So we don't want that. So that's very important. That is the first point in lifelong fitness. Jo, tell us about the second point.
Second point is stamina. So what we're sharing with you this morning is going to be the best health insurance policy, really, as you get older than what you could ever pay for. So we're giving you free health insurance. You're welcome this morning. Number 2 is stamina. So basically, cardio or aerobic fitness. So in the last couple of weeks, I did a 0 to 5k because my cardio fitness was ridiculously low because I'm so used to just lifting weights. And so Tom put me on the road and was like, run! Like, if you've ever seen the film Run, Fat Boy, Run, he had a spatula and everything. And so I started working on the cardio side of things and I found that I can breathe better. I find that I've got a lot more energy during the day. So stamina, it means you can go further for longer.
Yeah. Just keeping going. The lungs and the heart working together, enabling you to not only to perform at maximum capacity, but when your lungs and heart are working properly, your brain is clear.
That's it.
You come back from a long run and you
Genius
feel...
state.
Yeah, you feel incredible. That's the time to do your studying, that's the time to do your revising.
Really good what Sally says here is also as guys get older, you get the loss of testosterone.
Yes.
So the more years that you go, the more hormone testosterone, which gives you the bulk in the muscle, starts to dwindle back. And so it's really important for guys. And I think Tom was actually going to set up a little online kind of, what was it called? Fitgits.
Yeah, we'll come to that in maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe in Monday.
Yeah. So hold that thought.
Yeah, indeed. The strength and stamina side of things, by building strength and stamina into our lives, if you're a bloke, you maintain your testosterone levels, which are really, really important, not just so you can be but because it's the stuff which keeps you healthy as a guy. Equally, as a girl, you maintain good, positive estrogen levels, which is very, very important for health and fitness into old age.
Yarp.
The third point of 5-point fitness, third point, is speed. We don't talk about that very much, but it's so important as we get older. Speed, that's explosive energy.
Yes.
It's the ability, springy stuff.
Springy stuff.
Jumping. In the industry, we call them plyometrics. So jumping onto a box, being able to leap, being able to do all the stuff you did as you were a kid, being able to get up off the floor fast.
Yeah.
Being able to...
Get up off the floor.
That would help, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So that sort of explosive energy, we lose that as we get older. We slow down. If you notice, you may have noticed yourself, that your movements get slower, everything slows down. And then you see somebody, my cousin, there's a name drop, my cuz Mick Jagger, when you watch him on platform, he is so explosive, he's so energetic, he's got so much bounce, and he dances, his feet don't touch the ground. That's part of his training, his daily training regime means he's full of strength, full of stamina, but he's trains for speed, he's trains for this explosiveness, and he looks like a ballet dancer skipping across that stage. That's
very
speed.
Elegant.
Over to you.
Next S, Next S is suppleness, so flexibility. So a few years ago, I remember walking through a gym when I was a member of a health club in Strood, and this guy was in his 80s and he was sat cross-legged, perfect open hip, kind of good posture, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't even do this, and I was in my 20s. And I was like, I don't want to be inflexible by the time I reach that age. I want to be able to sit on the floor, get back up off the floor. And so I started working on flexibility, which is something which is going to be a major insurance policy in your life as you get older. Because what you don't want to do is just get stuck in a sedentary position, your hip flexors have gone long and weak, and you're not able to get up off your chair.
I remember watching as a kid, we went to the Winter Gardens a number of times and watched Norman Wisdom. I don't know whether any of you remember seeing Norman Wisdom. He was an old man when I was a kid, and he didn't die that long ago. But Norman Wisdom was a wonderful comedian, but part of his act was that he would fall over and jump back up again. And when he was in his 80s, he could still do it. He could still fall over from just face plant and then bounce back up again. And that's a combination of his suppleness and his speed. And he maintained it throughout his life. And I would love to be able to do that when I'm in my 80s.
We could arrange it.
And you know, these things, these things, where they are a case of use it or lose it. But even if we've lost it, we can gain an awful lot of it back. And even when you're in your 80s, if you've never done strength training, for instance, in your 80s, you can get 80% more strength than you had if you don't train. So it doesn't matter what age you are, you can regain huge amounts of these things. We were in somebody's house the other day, and we weren't
in someone's house.
Well, it was actually a couple of months ago, and I was putting my shoes on, and the person I was with, house we were with, just said, "Wow, the way you just put your shoes on, you just bend down, and you can do it." And because I'm in my 50s now, and that's partly because I'm really supple, because I've just kept it that way. Flexibility.
Yes, the last one, which is something that as you get a little bit older, that we suffer from a lot more, and that's our lack of balance. So the stability. So balance, basically. So the levels of fluid in our ears start to change as we get older. So you'll find that when you're trying to stand on one foot or walk in a straight line, you're finding that you're all over the place. So something that I do with every single one of my clients online is that I will always deal with your balance or your core strength, core stability.
Yeah. So
if your core is weak, which is the core, which is the area here, if that is weak, you are going to be falling all over the place. So having that as you get older, creating what's called new memory pathways. So everything we do, we create a new memory pathway in our nervous system. It remembers. This is something for us to train on.
Yeah. And one of the ways in which we test somebody's physiological age is to get them to stand on one leg and see how long they can hold that for. Yeah. And you can actually do that on a wobble plate, and you can actually measure how many tiny corrections are being made by that person, and you can get a really accurate idea of their physiological age, not their biological, their physiological age, what they're like as a physical specimen.
Yes.
But you can train that.
Just imagine you're holding a glass of wine and you don't want it to spill.
Oh, good thinking.
And so you're watching that wine, you don't want any of it to fall out on the floor. And so balance training, I used to do balance training in my core classes like that. Yeah. Imagine you're holding a tray of wine on one leg.
Or a glass of gin.
You don't want to let that slip.
Or well, it'd be a waste of gin.
Gin.
After 90 days.
Yes.
89 days to go.
89 days to go. I'm going to start writing it on the wall, you know, those them things.
So here's your 5-point fitness: strength, stamina, speed, suppleness and stability. And we want to try and keep those throughout life. And our encouragement to you this morning is to find something. There's 5 days of the week. Do something for each of those on the 5 days of the week. And then on the Saturday, do something which you want to do. If strength is your thing, do a second strength exercise. Strength workout.
So number 1 is strength, if you're writing these down. Number 2 is stamina. Number 3 is speed. Number 4 is suppleness. And number 5 is stability.
And if
you can't say your S's, I'm terribly sorry.
And we're around if you need more advice and help or training on that. I remember when I was a kid watching Eric Liddell in Chariots of Fire. Does anybody remember Chariots of Fire? Dun 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 dun.
I don't remember it as such.
Dun 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 dun. You do the dun 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 dun. That's it. So you remember it. Chariots of Fire. Chariots of Fire was this incredible film about Eric Liddell, who won the Olympic gold in 1924 in the 400 metres dash. Now, he was a son...
Filmed on Viking Bay?
Filmed on Viking Bay, yes it
was. Was it? In Broadstairs? How weird.
He was the son of a missionary in China. And in those days, it was very difficult. If you were into physicality, you were a bit frowned on in churches and stuff like that. But he said this: God made me fast, and I feel the pleasure of God when I run. And he ran in the Olympics, and he was also an international rugby union player. And after he'd won all his gold medals, he then went back to China and spent the rest of his life as a missionary in China. But that phrase that he says on that film has always stuck with me: God has made me fast, and I feel the pleasure of God when I run.
Yeah.
And God has given us physicality. God has given us these incredible bodies, this temple that's designed to be strong. It's designed. You are designed to be strong. You're designed to have stamina, to have speed, to have suppleness, and have stability, and to feel the pleasure of God.
Don't feel
in
guilty
those
for
things.
it, people.
No,
we cannot separate this. This tripart being, we can't chop it up. We're one thing.
Body, soul, and spirit.
And so you just can't chop it in pieces. So what you have, we do the best with what we've been given.
Amen.
Yes.
And on that note,
we've actually come to the end of our 30 minutes.
We're coming in for a landing.
Like, I'm pleased about that because I have a technical difficulty going on.
I'm just super pumped about what we've been talking about. I get so excited about this stuff. And we've been a great privilege to be able to share with you, to have you on our couch and to sit in. We're not actually on our floor.
Couch. This is where our couch normally is, by the way. So we've actually moved the couch to the other side and just thought we'd have a change of scenery. We have a small lounge, we can move it wherever we want to.
So whatever you're doing today, this weekend, have fun, enjoy. God bless you. Stay safe.
Monday at 8:30, and we may even have a name for baby Bojo by then.
Ooh, that would be exciting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so we'll see what next week brings. Have a great weekend. I think, is it May the 4th on Monday?
That would be Star Wars Day.
No, yeah, 3rd. It's Star Wars Day on Monday. Okay, here's your challenge. If you've got a Star Wars costume, you've got to dress up on it. For TOJO Coffee Morning and show it and send us a picture. Yeah, dress up as a stormtrooper. All right, lovely people, you have a great weekend. We love you loads, sending loads of virtual hugs and love. Keep going on Shred for Summer. See